everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to run an interaction within a regression using the R program. And what I'm going to want to do is, if you look down here, my final step, my goal here is to run a regression where I'm predicting this variable, research skills, using this variable, career research, and this variable, years of education, as well as the interaction between the two, which is this research central X education variable that you see here. Alright, so first we need to create this interaction term so that we can run this regression. When you're creating an interaction term, you want to center your variables. Now the two variables that are in my interaction here are this career research right here and years of education. So years of education only has 3 levels, so we don't really need to center that. But this career research here is a continuous variable, so we need to center that. So the first thing that we need to do in order to center it is ask for the mean for that variable. Okay, so I'm going to ask R for the mean, and then you can see here it spits out the mean for career research. And then to create my centered variable, I'm going to use this syntax right here. So I'm creating this new variable, centered career research, and that variable is going to be my original variable, career research, minus the mean for that variable. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so my new variable is created. And now I need to create my interaction term, which is going to be this syntax here. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to call it something. So I did research central, and then I used the X to denote that this is an interaction, and then my other variable. And then all you have to do is this new variable is going to be composed of the two variables that we're interested in, my centered variable that I just made, and this years of education variable multiplied together. And the multiplication in R is, it's not an X, it's the asterisk. So make sure that you use an asterisk and not an X there to denote multiplication. So we're going to copy that and put it into R. Okay, new variable is created. And we can ask for that variable just so that we can see what it looks like, so that we know that it was created. There we go. There's all of the interaction terms for all of the people in the data set. So I know that it was created. And now we want to run our regression. So this is the syntax that you would use for a regression. And the first thing that you need to do is you need to call your regression something. Okay, then we're going to refer to it, and we're going to use the command lm, which is our regression command. Okay, and then we put first the thing, our outcome variable, so the thing that we're trying to predict goes first, and then this little tilde squiggly mark, and then we put our centered variable plus our next variable that we're interested, that years of education, plus our interaction term, and then a comma, and we need to tell it where to look for those variables, and I called my data my data. So if you called your data something else, you would replace my data with whatever you called your data set. And then our regression, if we just plug this in, nothing's going to happen, so we need to ask for a summary of this object that we just created, which is our regression. So then we ask for a summary of that. So if we put all that in, we're going to get a bunch of output. And the really important thing that you want to look at here is you have p-values right here in this column. Okay, and if it's below 0.05, then it's generally considered significant. So you can see here that years of education is significant. It's denoted with a little asterisk here. So the main effect of years of education is significant. You can see here this is our interaction term, okay, and if you look at the p-value, it is not significant. So our interaction term here does not significantly predict our outcome variable of research skills. One thing that I didn't mention previously is to run a regression like this, you do need a package, and it's called quant_psych. So you would need to install that before you use this syntax. And I hope this helps. So that is how you run a regression with an interaction term.